It's January, it's cold outside, and we're getting ready to hear all about the return of the Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza. Tune in, Statesville.
Welcome to Discover Statesville, the show that takes you on a captivating journey through the heart of one of North Carolina's most charming towns.
All right, hello, and welcome to Discover Statesville. Today we are joined by Cindy Page and Patti Cline, co-owners of the Quilters Gallery, sisters, and organizers of the Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza, which is coming up this weekend at the Statesville Civic Center. One of the bigger events that we have at the Civic Center throughout the year. So welcome, and tell us a little bit about the Extravaganza.
Well, it's for people that love to sew or love to quilt. There'll be about 30 vendors there. There'll be fabric, books, all sorts of sewing machines, long arm machines. So anything that you want to come shop for and look at, it'll be there.
It's all in one shop in one place in our beautiful Civic Center. So Cindy and Patti, you guys have been organizing this Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza here in Statesville for, this will be the 14th year?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about, because you guys do own the Quilters Gallery, but and I understand you used to have a brick and mortar, but tell us a little bit why you migrated from a brick and mortar and you're doing a show now, and why Statesville? Why our Civic Center?
Well, we grew up in Statesville, so our roots are here, But we had a brick and mortar store in Charlotte, and then, things change, and so we closed our store, and we decided we'd move back home. And a show allows people a little more flexibility, and our show really, we try to focus on smaller vendors, smaller little entrepreneurs that maybe can't go to a great big show or don't have the manpower to go to a great big show, but they still need, a little income, extra income. So it's a good way to meet people. And
yeah, so you said over 30 vendors, a great lineup of vendors coming, and then usually draws between 1,500 to 2,000 people.
We have a lot of people.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
What kind of net are you casting there? How far do you think you have attendees coming from?
We pull from Charlotte, Hickory, Winston-Salem, Greensboro.
Rock Hill, Greenville,
Okay.
Asheville.
Yeah. I mean, we're amazed sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I understand. So my dad owns a fly fishing shop, and he's got his daily retail business. But the regional fly fishing show that he would attend every year and set up a booth at was a big weekend out of the year from a revenue standpoint. So I can understand a lot of these smaller vendors that may specialize in fabric or any number of things, to be able to know, hey, I'm going to go set up at this, and I'm going to have 1,500 to 2,000 built-in customers this one weekend. That goes a long way.
It takes a long time to get 2,000 people to walk through your door.
Sure.
So, and it's the time of year because it's time to kind of nest in and start a project. And again, it's hard. If you're new, it's hard to get your name out there. I mean, there's all sorts of social media and that sort of thing, but there's nothing like saying hello to somebody and showing them what you have.
Asking questions. Now, do you guys do anything? Do you guys offer anything like that? Are there any? The Extravaganza, does it include any tutorials or anything of that nature?
We don't. We have used every inch of the Civic Center because we've got food, we've got the vendor space, so there really isn't space to do that.
But probably an opportunity for the people attending to get linked up with people that may offer classes outside.
Get a class
in their
schedule
area
and do something.
Okay.
Yeah, but speaking of people who offer classes, so you guys, through the Quilters Gallery, one of the things Richard and I really like to do is get to know the people behind the organizers, the actual people behind the things we're doing and talking about. So tell us a little bit or a lot about the Quilters Gallery, because you guys not only offer fabric and stuff for people to make their own beautiful quilts. Did one of you make this beautiful quilt?
I made this one.
Cindy, this is beautiful.
Thanks.
I really want to take this home with me today. Is it for sale?
We teach a class in this. Just what you needed to know.
Yeah.
You too can have one of these.
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick. I own probably 300 Crown Royal bags of all different colors, and I would like to make myself a quilt out of all said bags. So I might
we have seen quilts people have made with those.
Oh, so it turns out okay. I think I'm gonna I might
They're
have
nice
to come.
and soft and fuzzy.
Right, right. And there's memories with those bags. So,
That's a whole other story.
That's right. Or the lack thereof.
No memories with those bags.
so classes, workshops, and programs. Let's focus on the Quilters Gallery a little bit. Tell us, like, day in and day out, what you guys do there and what kind of programs you have and classes.
Classes are listed generally on our website, and we teach one class a month at our church.
Okay.
And it's open to anybody who wants to come. There, we send out information so you know what fabrics you need to have and what patterns, that type thing.
And where's your church? Is that
It's in Cool Springs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Statesville
Highway
area.
64, yes. So.
Okay.
And there again, we have people drive for 75 to 100 miles to come to class. So
Wow.
we have our own little cult. So,
Quilters Cult. You heard it
That's
here on
right.
Discover Statesville.
That's the website.
And then we travel to other places and teach. You know, like a group might have us come in and teach and do something like that, do a workshop.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, that you guys have been able to do this for so long together. You've done it for so long together that I understand you've picked up somewhat of a nickname. Someone may have told me that you guys have a nickname, the Pizza Girls, because of a unique way you package your products.
So we package our fabrics in a circle, and it just, and then they're on the pizza cardboards, and so that's why everybody calls us the Pizza Girls.
It kind of just stuck, huh? I love it. I love it. So was it hard, because you guys did this way before COVID. Was it hard to make the decision to close your physical shop and transition to what you guys are doing now from Charlotte to doing more shows and classes?
we had family issues that we had to deal with, so
Okay.
it wasn't really a choice. It was just presented, and we had to move back home.
Okay.
And it worked out fine. We have been very happy on the road, so we're glad we did it when we were able to,
Yeah. Well,
and we did it just before the economy bottomed out in 2008. So that was a good omen.
Sure.
And
sounds a bit like fate. Sounds like
That's
fate.
right.
Somebody's always watched over our shoulder. We don't know who it is, but at every turning point, there's been like, oop.
Yeah.
And so the galleries does still have a store aspect to it.
We have a studio.
You just need
We
to
just-
call for an
right,
appointment, but it's still
And if you're-
fabric, all those kind of things that people may want to come in person and see and buy as long as they make an appointment. Okay.
And if we're in town, we're available.
But if we're at a show, then that's
Sure.
you don't want to
No
pull
dice.
up out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I understand.
Before the show, we were talking a little bit, made me feel a little bit like Goldilocks. You were talking about, you guys have been to shows, some were real small and some were real big, and you were really looking for a show that was just right. And so you decided to do it yourselves, right? So tell us a little bit more about what drove you guys to start your own. I mean, are there, I'm not a quilter, so I don't know. Are there quilt shows
Yet.
across the region?
Not a
Yet.
filter yet.
Yes, exactly.
Are there quilt shows across the region?
So it's like any kind of business, I guess. There are little teeny shows that somebody's having in a church hall that 50 or 100 people come to. And then there are great big national shows that thousands of people come to. And of course, all those have a different price point. And so if you're a small business, you may not have the manpower to go to Houston or Chicago or somewhere and get your stuff there. And it's expensive. But if you can travel an hour and set up a booth, and you can make some money, and you can meet your local customer, because that's really more important to us, to follow up with your local customer than to meet somebody in Kalamazoo and never see them again.
Sure.
You really want your return customers to come in. So.
Right. Speaking of return customers, and I, if I'm speaking out of turn and you tell me we have no idea what you're talking about, Cindy, I'm sorry. But isn't there like a kind of a drive one time a year where you go tour the different shops? Was there some
There are things called shop hops.
shop hops?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you guys participate?
We
in some of
have. We have not done one recently, but there are things where, and that's another way for people to go in shops maybe they wouldn't, you wouldn't go into. You make it, get in a car and get your friends and drive around. And
Well, and like we talked earlier about the extravaganza, these shows like this, you can gather more customers, and then somebody that may not be convenient for them to be a regular, frequent customer of your area. If they say, "Gosh, we're going to the beach," remember we saw that we stopped at that one booth at the Quilt Extravaganza. Let's call them and see if we can come through on our way. Like I referenced before with my dad's shop, that's how he's generated a lot of business over the years. Is maybe somebody in Raleigh who's heading towards Asheville says, "Oh, let's stop through that shop in Statesville." So I think it's great that you make those connections, because with certain hobbies, it's hard to find a specialty shop in your area.
It's a
Yeah,
destination
absolutely.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool that you guys have carved out this niche, and I imagine from all these regional shops, there was a huge sigh of relief when you guys developed this show that kind of fit the mold that was missing.
We've been very lucky that we don't have a lot of turnover. If somebody gets in the show, they pretty much stay in the show, because people are going to come and they're gonna have sales. So
And they want to have their same space every year
Oh,
so that
right.
people can
Okay.
find them.
yeah, they don't want to move around. So.
I bet people can be particular about these kind of things.
Yeah. So tell us, is it difficult to organize a show of this magnitude, or?
Not now, because like I said, I've got the floor plan, and most of them are coming back. So I just email them, plug them in, take their money, and they're all good.
Take their money and run.
And do you have, so for something like this, do you have like a waiting list of vendors that would like to get on with you?
We do,
Okay.
yeah.
Or who want additional booth space? Or okay.
So, Richard,
That's a good
what
problem.
I'm hearing is we need an expansion of our
Civic
civic
center
center.
expansion to accommodate the. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Patty and Cindy need more vendor space.
We try to make it a good, the 220 Cafe does the food, so they can come in and have food. We've got the Ms. Troyer's Bakery that comes in with the Amish bread, and
I bet you there's people that just come for the bakery.
they do. Yeah, once I confirm that the bakery's coming, my job is done. I don't really have to worry about anything else. They don't care. They really don't care about anything else.
They put out some nice products, and there's a line.
The
always.
first year, everybody said, "I'll buy bread and cakes on my way out." And when they were on their way out, there was nothing
It's
left.
all gone. Huh?
So now they come in, they make their purchase, they hold it for them, and they pick it up on the way out.
And that, you guys gave me that tip the first time. I think I said, I'm going to look at that on the way out. And you said, no, don't, because I
don't
came by
wait.
to take some pictures. So as someone who didn't, the first time that I had, it's been 3 years ago now, I guess, the first time I came to the show. And for people who don't understand quilting, you may think, they're just small vendors. But you go in there and there are these huge industrial, the machines to actually bind it or turn it into
Quilt it, to quilt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Like those big machines, and is that just one vendor or a lot of those vendors?
There will be a couple of vendors there. So there's such a range of sewing machines. So there are sewing machines which you would sew the little squares together on, and then there are quilting machines where you put the top and the batting and all that sort of stuff together. Prices range from a $300 sewing machine to a $30,000 quilting machine.
Right.
So I mean, there's everything in between.
Yeah, this isn't a hobby
it's no
show.
deal. No, I get it.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to talk about it. 'Cause
And a lot of women, there's a lot of women that have quilting machines just for their own use.
Wow.
Some are doing it as a business, but some of them just have them for their own use. So.
Everybody gets a quilt for the holidays.
Right, that's right.
I'd be okay with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. So I come to a workshop, a couple classes. I learn how to take my Crown Royal bags and put them into the squares or the patches. Do I then partner with someone like you to quilt it? Because
we would give you a name. We don't do
Okay.
it, but we would give you somebody that does it.
okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I
buy
wouldn't
one of
have to
those
go
machines.
invest in a $30,000.
You need a regular sewing machine, and you need the big quilting machine,
That's right.
Yeah.
and 24 more hours a day.
So we think the piecing is the fun part,
Yeah.
and we let somebody else quilt it.
Okay. Well, this is like
Okay, so you guys do all the
intricate.
small, intricate handiwork,
Yes.
and then you have somebody else that puts the two
Puts
halves
the back
together.
and-
Okay.
Yeah.
Does all that intricate stitching, all that little stuff on it.
Well, you've got octagons and circles and squares and triangles. I mean, this is amazing, everything that you guys have.
So a project like this, I mean, how long realistically does something like this take?
It depends on how hard a deadline you have. So on this one, I worked about 9 months on it. Wow. But I did 5 other quilts in the meantime.
Sure.
Because this, you really just have to do some and put it down. I had a hard deadline on the next one, which is the opposite colors. and I did it in about 3 weeks.
Okay. Wow.
But she's crazy.
I was after that.
Said with the most sisterly love.
Yeah.
Do you do these to sell them or just for
This
fun?
one I would not do to sell. No.
Right. Oh, okay.
I've done my 2 now. I don't have to do this one again.
No, that came up briefly. Cindy mentioned how much she liked this, and she said she'd teach you how to make one.
Yeah.
She made it clear it was not going home with me.
We do have a class coming up sometime this next
Okay.
year. So
So when people sign up to take a class, is that is it you're signing up for 6 weeks worth of classes or 8 weeks worth of class? How does that work?
Usually it's just one day.
Okay.
It's a certain skill.
Okay.
It's kind of pared down to a certain
So
skill.
it's a one-off. You say we're going to
Yeah.
focus on this today, and then
Yeah.
if you can't make the next month, no big
We'll do
deal.
something
You're going to
different, yeah.
we're doing something different next month.
Okay.
So, Patti, Cindy, if people want to connect with you and find out more about the Quilters Gallery, tell us the best way, like how you prefer for them to reach out to you or the website, stuff like
I guess
that.
the website, quiltersgallery.net, and they can email us, quiltersgallery@gmail.
Okay, and I know on
we'll be-
Discover Statesville we have all the information, and on the Civic Center there's all the information about this weekend show coming up.
And we'll be in the back left corner back there. So then come
And are some of the vendors, in addition to selling quilting supplies and machines and stuff, are some vendors out there just selling quilts?
There may be some. I don't really have somebody that's just selling quilts. Now, they may have some in their booth.
But this would be an opportunity. If you're in the market for a quilt, you could walk through and maybe find a vendor or something that
Somebody
you would place an
that's-
order with,
that's gonna
or
do
okay, so worth coming to the show, even if you're not necessarily interested in becoming a quilter.
Exactly.
I tried to buy the quilts, and they do not want to sell them. But yeah,
But you
there's,
can order one. So bring your trash bag full of Crown Royal bags, and you go ahead and make a connection.
I've got an in here. I'd get them to refer me to someone, or Richard, I might just
Well, a lot of
try
people
my
keep,
hand.
a lot of people keep T-shirts and things from travel and stuff.
And there are
and that.
people that specialize just in
T-shirt quilts and stuff. I have one of those.
You do? I've been a bad mom. Dylan picked out his T-shirts, but he's in his last year of college, and I have yet to make his. It's a lot of soccer and stuff, but so I have all the T-shirts, but I have been hesitant because I want to find someone local. I don't want to pack them up and send them off to a stranger and not know where I'm going to get these back, and I think that's important. So I love
We
that.
we'll figure that out.
We have it here locally, so.
Have it done by graduation.
Good. That'd be good. He's making sure we're going to have plenty of time for that. I love you,
I can
Dylan.
relate to that.
7-year plan.
Yeah. That's okay. He's happy, healthy, and stays out of trouble. So got some wood in here, Isaiah. So the Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza show here at the Statesville Civic Center, the first big event we have this year to kick off many that are coming up. It's this weekend, January 26th and 27th.
2 days.
It's a 2-day show. From experience, I can tell you that downtown Statesville will be buzzing. Your attendees.
Is that a sewing machine
Yeah,
reference?
it was absolutely.
He's quick.
It wasn't, but I'm glad he picked up on that. We make a good team, Richard. But over the years, I have found that your attendees are very supportive of downtown and the community, and they come and enjoy the show, but they also fall out into downtown Statesville and shop and eat, even though there's food on site. It's nice that you guys have
More
that.
than enough to go around. So.
Right.
And it's not as crowded in the afternoon. Mornings will be Friday will be busier than Saturday, and
It's because the baked goods are gone.
that's right. That's right. And afternoons are not as busy as the mornings. So if you
They stay up all night on Friday night and bake.
That's right.
I mean,
Do they really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they do.
All right.
so it'll be fresh.
It's worth going just for the
Sure.
bake,
Yeah.
just for
I'm
just
coming.
for the baked goods.
Coming.
I know you're really going to go check out all the
I
quilts.
am going to be.
Richard.
I'll be there.
Yeah. So,
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Patti, Cindy, we really appreciate you guys choosing Statesville for your annual event, and for choosing the Statesville Civic Center to host it.
We're glad to be here.
they could not be any nicer or easier to work with. I mean, we've been a lot of places where that was not the case,
Yeah.
and it's just they're easy to work with, and the vendors it's easy in and easy out, and everybody's happy.
Shout out to the Civic Center team.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're looking for a place to have your event, you definitely want to reach out to them. However, we've got a lot of events coming up at the Civic Center. It's
It's going to be a busy year.
It's going to be a busy year.
But
So-
these kind of repeat events that come back every year really help to put Statesville on the map, and it's a great value to the city and to the Civic Center to have return events like y'all's.
Amazing economic impact, and we appreciate you guys. So we'll see you guys this weekend, January 26th and 27th at the Quilting and Needle Art Extravaganza. And Patti said her and Cindy are in the back left corner. So stop in and tell them you saw the show on Discover Statesville and that you're ready to turn your Crown Royal bags into a quilt.
Or your drink of choice.
Yeah, there you go.
Or
Your t-shirt.
for the more wholesome crowd.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for joining Discover Statesville. You can email us at discover@statesvillenc.com. Check us out on Facebook at Discover Statesville NC, #Discover Statesville, and our website, statesvillenc.com. Catch us next week as we continue on our journey to uncover the hidden gems, culinary adventures, entertainment, and to be inspired and enlightened as we discover Statesville.